Now, are you coming to Thailand for love or lust? A lot of that depends on your situation in your life, but which one would cost more? The most expensive of all would be confusing love with lust and trying to convert the average bar girl or freelancer to the ideal girlfriend. A good indication that you're a little bit of an overachiever when it comes to the age gap is if you don't want to really get out of the bed sheets because you're embarrassed to have your newfound friend see you without clothing. No sex before marriage. No money before sex. It's amazing how things can change. Soy Sticks is the only place you can get groped by a woman she's not trying to pick your pockets. This title actually started me thinking Falling in Love or 30 Trips Down Soy 6. And I thought back to the last movie that I saw where this came up, and it was Tom Cruise in Reacher, the first one. And he was explaining to this kind of ditzy party girl that the least expensive date is always the one to where you pay for the woman, not take a person out on a date. And I started thinking about it. It's like, okay, 30 trips down Soy 6. If you weren't a hero and didn't go crazy on drinks or what you expected, you could probably have a date each evening for about $200. And you're there 30 days, that's $6,000. Sounds like a lot of money. But then you start thinking about it, and it's like, okay, if you were dating a girl for 30 days and all the trips to the mall, the expensive dinners, you would stay in a more expensive hotel. Last time I was in Thailand, I stayed in a three-star Thai hotel. It was $20 a night. That wouldn't be acceptable if I was having a woman with me for 30 days. I would stay at the Hilton or one of the nicer places that would be $300 a night. So you look at all you would spend, and you could easily spend a lot more dating and trying to have a woman fall in love with you than you could 30 trips down Soy 6. That's something to think about. I'm all about looking for love in Thailand. That's the name of my book. But you think about it, and it's like for less money, you could have 30 dates on Soy 6 as opposed to go and try to woo a woman for 30 days. And that's crazy when you think about it. Now, in 10 years, which one are you going to fondly look back on and remember? It's like you probably won't even remember the lady's name, but the 30 trips down Soy 6 you remember forever. Then I started thinking, it's like, I'm 64 years old and I was married for 22 years. And it's like, I love the idea of being in love and finding a woman to love and spending time with her and everything else. But then you start thinking, it's like, in those 22 years, how many times did I have to go and do something that I really didn't want to do to keep my now ex wife, then wife, happy? I laughed one time with my son. I saw him and he was dating this young lady and he was really in love with her. And she wanted him to do something that, knowing him well, I knew he would hate doing. And I saw him and I saw the look on his face and he said, okay, that's fine. And he, conceded that he was going to go have a miserable time. And I laughed and I said, I said, that reminds me when I was married to your mother. I said, one of the times I had been working outside, really busy day. I own a photography studio and I did a lot of high school seniors and I had a whole day outside. It was the middle of summer in Central California to live. Day was like 100, 105 degrees all day. I was mostly in the shade, but it was still hotter than hell. And I was out there all day and just ridiculously hot. I come home after 10 hours out there. Didn't stop for lunch. I had water, but that was it. And I sit down in my chair where the air conditioner is blowing right on me. And it's like, oh my God, this is like heaven. And my now ex-wife comes up, let's go for a walk. And it's like, a walk? It's, why on earth would I, that's what I was thinking. Why on earth would I go back in that 100-degree heat that I just got out of to take a walk? I mean, it would have been different if she said, let's walk down to the, and have a drink in the air conditioned bar. let's go have an ice cream, something cool and refreshing. That would have made sense. But she just wanted to take a walk. And it's like, I had those thoughts. It's like, all of a sudden, the 30 trips down Soy 6 doesn't sound like such a bad idea. You go, you have a couple of drinks with the girl, you have your alone time and your date, then you come back home. I like really nice cigars that are expensive, and I like really nice wine. So I could take that money I'm saving by not chasing after a girl and buy my cigars and wine. Since I've been working on this video, I've kind of been bouncing back and forth because there are times to where when I date someone and on the third date or even the second date, sometimes not even the first date, they're asking me for money. It's like, I want to get my hair done. I'm going to be late on my rent. I'm going to go to the dentist and, can I have this much bought or that much bought? And we're just dating and we've only gone out once or twice. It's like I start thinking maybe, 30 trips down Soy 6, always with a different girl, so she can't turn into a gold digger, might not be a bad idea. But then, if you have an experience with a bar girl and it's not very, it's kind of lifeless and not very loving or fun, then you start thinking the other way. Well, if I date someone, I'll have someone around, I'll feel love, I'll, have the happiness that she'll bring. It's kind of a coin toss. Peace of mind versus love. It's like, who knows? But to be honest, in Thailand, you're seeing the best of both worlds. On one end, you're seeing people who are in love and being sweet and romantic and doing all of the fun things you see in movies, running down the beach, going and getting massages on the beach, all these things. And then at the other end of it, are the bar girls. They're all done up and they're all together. It's the excitement of that whole red light experience. I would love to hear what you guys think about it. Do you think that you would rather find the woman of your dreams or have 30 trips down Soy 6? Email me at findthailove@outlook.com and let me know what your thoughts are. I'll keep a tally of this and publish it in one of my upcoming videos. Whether you choose Soy 6 or the girl of your dreams, the selection process is very similar. When you're looking at women to date in the short term or the long term, you have to look beyond their attractiveness. You have to see if there's a connection with you. I always joke about the guys going into a bar and they walk past right by 7 or 8 girls that are all very attractive, really trying to get their attention, and they'll walk right by them to get to the lady in the back of the room that's a 10 and could act like they care less. It's kind of like they picked their first ex-wife, so now they found their second ex-wife. I was married to a 10 and I divorced her. Being beautiful is fine, and it's really nice when everyone compliments how beautiful your wife is or your girlfriend. But when you have to live with them, cute and fun is a lot easier to live with than boring and beautiful. When you first meet a woman, pay attention to her behavior. If she looks away and acts really shy, if she kind of rolls her eyes and acts like she could care less, it's a sign that you're going to not have all that much fun while you're dating her or establishing a relationship with her. If she looks at you with a warm look in her eyes and a nice smile, it means she's interested and would like to pursue a relationship with you. Don't ever underestimate chemistry and kindness. Those are two things that make life so much easier when you're living with a woman. Not too many businesses in Thailand offer vacation pay. So it's not like when you're dating a woman, she can go to her boss and say, okay, boss, I'm going to be off for the next 30 days. And he's going to pay her each week for the 4 weeks she's gone with you. Same with Soy 6. I don't really think vacation pay works there either. And a lot of people, when it comes to Soy 6 and other places to where they're going to pay for their pleasure, they do the short time, long time thing. And they think that long time is better because the girl will be with them longer. But in most cases, they're basically sleeping through the extra time that they're purchasing and paying for. Even though I'm a major advocate for never giving a woman money, I have given ladies money for time I've asked them to take off. they don't have vacation pay. They don't have the kind of money and savings to support themselves for a week or 2 weeks or a month or whatever. So I've actually given them the money they would normally make in their job to spend the time with me. That's really only fair. And as far as the long time, short time thing, I have a healthy ego, but I'm 64 years old. I really don't think long time is needed. Now, if you're leaning more towards the soy 6 idea, make sure you follow the 3-day rule, which is you don't go out more than 3 times with the same bar girl. Actually, as many people as you read in YouTube about they lost everything because they fell in love with a bar girl, I think they ought to do a 1-day rule. You go out anytime that you're with a bar girl, you see her once, and then if you want to go out another time with another bar girl, you find another bar girl in a different place, and so you never get too close to and do anything stupid. I want to clarify one thing here. I picked Soy 6 in the title because it's probably the most recognizable soy for red light activities. And so, realistically, if it were me, I would choose one of the better gentlemen's clubs as opposed to Soy 6 because it's more conducive if you're looking for that kind of relationship. Everything's structured, everything's contained. Uh, it's, I think, a better quality because it's not up in the air to where when you deal with a beer bar type situation, the drinks sometimes get out of hand, the expectations are not real clear, and you have to really negotiate what you're doing if you bar find somebody so you don't end up not getting what it is that you ultimately want. Clubs are very cut and dry. You know what to expect, you know what's offered, and you know what everyone's expectations are. So it's very easy to make sure you get what it is that you're looking for. Even though this topic has been interesting to consider, I think I'll still stay with dating as opposed to red light activities. I am, I guess, a romanticist, and I love passion. I love, not just the passion of the physical passion between a man and woman, but the love that you can feel. And it's amazing when you feel so close to somebody that you just can sit and look at her sleep or watch her when she's looking out the window or whatever, and you're just like fascinated by looking at her. That feeling of love and closeness is something that I would, if I didn't have it, I would miss it. So I'll stick with that. But that's a good thing about Patea. You can do whatever it is you like. It's all about you. And it should be. You sat in a plane for 20 hours getting there. You paid the money. You should be able to get exactly what you want, as long as it's not hurtful or illegal. If you've enjoyed this video, like and subscribe.